Good morning, hello, and welcome to Sunday morning soul service with me. I hope you are all amazing. I hope you're all fabulous, and I hope you've had an amazing weekend so far. So, welcome to Soul Service. For those of you who might be here for the first time or watching the replay for the first time and don't know what a soul service is, so this is something that I do once a week on a Sunday. I alternate between a morning service and an evening service in South African time to accommodate people from all over the world. And basically, it is a time for connection, it is a time for togetherness, and it is a time for us to just find our feet and to understand life and to just process what has happened and what is going to happen and to just be with like-minded people. So I try and run this soul service as a little bit of a spiritual service. So we do an opening prayer, we send and receive healing to anybody and everybody who needs. We do some astrology for the week ahead as to what's coming up and how you can navigate it. And then we do a spirit reflection where I share information with you that I have received from spirit that they deem to be important for everybody to know. And then we close off with a prayer. So if this is your thing, if this is something you're interested in, get yourself comfy. We're going to be here for about an hour. That is my kind of ballpark, but I don't clock watch, so sometimes it's a little bit longer and sometimes it is exactly. So we just take it as it comes. So welcome everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so lovely to have you all here with me. Let us begin our service as we do always. Yes, let us begin. Just making sure I've got all the things on the screen that I need. Right, begin our service. Join me as we invite in our spirit guides and everybody to help us and guide us and protect us during this service. So, divine source of all light and all love, we gather in your presence with open hearts, with clear intentions. We call upon the ascended masters, we call upon the archangels, and we call upon our spirit guides. Please surround us in your divine love and protection. Archangel Michael, we ask for your shield of strength and power. Wrap us in your radiant blue light, guarding our energy fields from all harm and all negativity. Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of hearts and spirits, please fill the space with your emerald green light, restoring balance, vitality to our energy centers. And our ascended masters, our wise teachers of all ages, please guide us in aligning with our highest truth. Help us what does not serve our soul's journey and to embrace the light of divine wisdom. Our spirit guides, those who are our faithful companions, those who walk beside us and hold us steady and secure, please help us to remain grounded and help us to remain connected to the pure energy of love and light. We now seal this space in the golden light of the divine, creating an impenetrable field of protection around us all. And may only energies of the highest vibration enter this sacred space. We are safe, we are loved, and we are so divinely guided. So it is, and so it is. All right, good morning, everybody coming in. Lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining in the service this morning. So we're now going to move into the next portion of our service, which is where we do the sending and receiving of energy healing. So at this point, please do in the chat put any names of people, of animals, of loved ones who are in need of healing at this time. So you just keep putting all the names into the chat, anybody that you know who is in need of healing, whether it be healing on a physical, whether it be healing on an emotional, whether it be healing on any kind of level, it doesn't matter. We are going to send energy to each person who is listed so that they may receive energy to help them heal themselves. We are not physically doing the healing, we're just sending a blast of energy and they can do with that blast of energy whatever it is that they need. So do put all names into the chat. If you don't get a chance to typing into the chat and we get through to the healing prayer or whatever it is, you can just hold the names of people in your heart, in your mind. You can say them softly out loud if you want to. You can write them on a piece of paper in front of you as well. I have a book, and every time I see or talk to anybody or hear of anybody who is unwell in any way, I add them into my healing book. And I do a healing over this book every single day of my life. Send healing. So if you were in this healing book, I don't know, 2 years ago, you're still getting healing from me. And just because you've been in it once doesn't mean you don't get to go in it twice. I add all the time. So keep all the names coming as we enter into our healing. What I do for this healing prayer as well, while I am taking you through the sending healing and receiving of the healing, I am going to put a little something on the screen just so that you don't look at me and focus on me, but rather I want you to become a little bit introspective, and I want you to really engage in the sending of healing to all who need at this time. Okay, so there we have a nice pretty background for you to focus on as we do the healing. So keep the names coming. Send all the names that need. Hold people in your hearts, hold people in your thoughts, anybody who is in need of healing at this time. All right. And I invite you now to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale this air out, I want you to feel yourself relaxing into this sacred space right here. Friends, let us come together in the spirit of love, in the spirit of compassion, and in the spirit of healing. And to bring to mind anyone, whether they be person or animal, who is in need of healing on a physical, mental, emotional, or even on a spiritual level. We include all the names that have been typed into the chat. We include all the names of the people, the animals that you were thinking about. We include all the names of people and animals who have been written in healing throughout the world. And as we think of these people and as we say their names, we honor their presence, we honor their journey, and we honor the healing that is taking place. Beloved source of all life, we ask that the healing energies flow freely through this gathering here today. Please surround us with the purest light, bathing each name that has been spoken, typed, or held. Bath each person in divine love and restoration. As we call upon Archangel Raphael, who is the healer of the body, the mind, and the spirit. Please wrap your emerald green light around those in need. Allow your emerald green light to ease the pain, to ease the suffering, and to bring renewal to all those in need. We also call upon Archangel Michael, who is the protector of all souls. Please use your mighty sword of light to cut through any fear, any doubt, and any energy that no longer serves those in need of healing at this time. We call upon Archangel Gabriel, who is the bringer of clarity and hope. Please infuse those in need with the strength to see their own light and to find their own way forward. We call upon Archangel Uriel, who is the keeper of wisdom and peace. Please shine your golden light upon the path of those in need at this time, filling them with serenity and understanding. We also invite in the Ascended Masters, our divine teachers, and our loving spirit guides. And we ask that we surround all of these souls with your compassion, with your grace. Please amplify the healing that is being sent, and please guide these individuals towards wholeness. I invite you all to hold your palms face up. I invite you to visualize a radiant golden light coming down from above your head, entering in through your crown, filling your entire head with this beautiful golden light. See this golden light drop down through your neck to your heart, filling your heart with this beautiful, beautiful golden light. See this golden light separate into two golden lights as it goes out towards your shoulders and down each of your arms, past your elbows, and into your hands. With your palms facing up, see these golden balls of light coming out your palms, moving to just in front of you, growing together into a big ball that completely surrounds you, completely surrounds your home or wherever you are at this time, clearing, healing, and filling, removing, and just re-energizing the energy, the space, the healing that is needed. I want you to now visualize this radiant golden light going up, up into the sky, way, 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 way above your property, way, way, way above wherever you are. And as you look over the world, over the horizon, you see all these golden balls of light from each person who is here, from each person who is sending healing around the world at any time. And I now want you to visualize these golden balls of light getting bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, until eventually they're all touching, they're all connected, and it is just one gigantic ball of light, completely encompassing the entire globe, completely encompassing the entire world. I want you then to see this golden light getting thicker and thicker until it eventually touches and expands, touching each person, each name, each being, and the entire world, sending healing to all in need, including ourselves. May they all be healed. May all be at peace. And may everybody feel loved and supported at this time. Hold this energy, sending out the healing to all who are in need. And as you take another deep breath in, you take in this golden light. And with each exhale, you're sending even more light out into the universe. Trusting that it'll reach all those who need it the most. We start retracting our energy. We start bringing it back into ourselves. See everybody's golden light almost going in reverse, bringing it back into you, back into your heart space, where it will live, where it will stay, and where it will hold, so that you may receive the healing that you need at this time. Take another deep breath for me. You can close your hands, close your palms. Take another deep breath and know that you are safe. Thank you for joining me in sending healing out to all those who need any time. It's always such a pleasure and such an honor to be a part of sending healing to all those in need. It honestly, to me, it's the best drug out there. It is the best drug out there. Right, so friends, it is now time for us to go into our astrology for this week. Our astrology for this week. So basically, what I do in this segment is I look at the next 7 days and I look for any kind of significant astrological events that may be taking place in our skies over the next week. And this is what I want to share with you. I try not make it too astrologically technical because I know not everybody understands all the words. So I try and keep it as English and as simple as I can. But I'm also hoping that I'm educating you at the same time, that I'm giving you a little bit of insight into the power of the astrology and how we are all influenced and affected by the astrology of what is going out into the world or what is happening out there, and how it helps us, how it benefits us, or the impact that it has on us. So this week's cosmic shifts are going to bring a potent blend of fire and earth energy. So fire and earth energy, because Mars enters Leo on April the 18th, and that gives us fire because Mars and Leo, both fire signs. And then our sun is moving into Taurus. It's leaving Aries, so we're finally done with Aries season, and we're moving into Taurus season, which gives us the earth energy. Okay, and Taurus season kickstarts on the 19th of April. So these two transits, so we're looking at Mars entering Leo and we're looking at the Sun entering Taurus. So I'm doing a combination of these two big astrological events that are taking place this week. And these transits together are going to offer us the opportunity to harmonize bold action with grounded purpose. Bold action is the Mars in Leo, grounded purpose is the Sun in Taurus. Okay, so just to talk about Mars and Leo for a little bit, right? So Mars in Leo takes place from the 17th of April, and Mars will stay in Leo until the 17th of June. So it's going to be there for quite some time. So this info I'm giving you now about Mars and Leo is going to be applicable until around the 17th of June. So it's an 8-week period, and it is an important period for any initiating of new ventures, embracing leadership roles, and stepping into your power. Mars in Leo encourages boldness. Mars in Leo encourages creativity and a desire to stand out. There's no hiding, okay? With Mars in Leo, it's about let's be brave, let's be confident, let's be strong, let's be all of those kind of things. This is a great time to pursue anything that you are passionate about, anything that you are excited about with confidence. And it's also a really good time to take decisive actions in areas where you seek recognition and growth. So if you're looking to advance yourself in the career, this would be a great time to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be validated, okay? Mars in Leo inspires bravery, creativity, as I said, and the drive to shine. So this energy reminds us that life is a stage. It really is, okay? Life is a stage where we are the star performers in our own show. So now is the time to pursue whatever it is that sets your heart on fire and to take courageous steps towards your own goals. And the last time that Mars went through the sign of Leo was back in 2021. So this 8-week period that we're entering now hasn't happened for a couple of years, since I think it was June to July 2021. So if you think back to your life back then, June, July 2021, like where did you succeed? What did you do well? How did you change? Where were you the star performer of your own show? And if you can see that, what happened then, it's almost like you get an idea of what's coming up for you now with Mars in Leo again. Okay. So now let's talk about Taurus season, okay? So Taurus season, as you know, lasts a month. Like we've just had Aries for a month, we're going to go into Taurus for a month. When the sun is in Taurus, this shifts our focus from fiery, driven, ambitious Aries into stable, comfort, self-worth, okay? Self-worth. This is a time where we are invited to slow down and to savor life's simple pleasures and to nurture what truly matters to us individually. Taurus energy reminds us to build strong foundations, whether in our relationships, whether in our finances, or even in our personal well-being. Okay, so when we combine Mars and Leo with the sun moving into Taurus, this tells us that we need to be bold in our actions, in what we're doing, but we also need to remain grounded. It's important that we find that balance between the two. So it's important that we let our actions be fueled by our passions, but we still need to be guided by practicality. I pull a face with that because that doesn't really work for me. It's important as well that we shine and we step into the light and we be all of those things, but that we also stay true to who we are and who we are as individuals. So we need to express ourselves authentically, but we need to make sure that we're always still honoring our own values and our long-term visions. Okay, so we mustn't lose sight of who we actually are in our pursuit of greatness. It's also important that our actions are fueled by intentions, good intentions, solid intentions. So when we're pursuing our goals with enthusiasm, we also need to make time to reflect on what it is that truly fulfills us. You know, I see a lot in my consults with people that some people are so fueled and so enthusiastic and so driven and so ambitious, but when about a thing, about something that they're working towards, but when I sort of question them and say, but why are you doing that? Why is that so important to you? That they can't really understand what I'm saying. And then, you know, when we unpack a little bit, we find out that it's actually somebody else's dream. It's somebody else's goal for them. It's somebody else's ambition for them. It's not actually theirs. And to me, this is something that's becoming more and more important for all of us on our journey of life at the moment, is to start asking ourselves the question, the things that we're doing, the things that are important to us, the things that are driving us, are they our things? Or are they society's things or our family's things or other people's things? Like, we need to become more and more confident that the things that we're doing, the goals that we're trying to achieve, the things that we're striving for, we need to make sure that they're actually our things and that they're not our parents, our partners, our children, our neighbors, our family. Like, no, it needs to be our things, because we're not. We haven't for many years. We haven't lived our truth, have we? Okay. So this week, as we step into these new energies of Mars in Leo and the Sun moving into Taurus, this is a powerful opportunity for us individually to align our ambition with integrity. It's also a really good time to help us move forward in a way that feels both exciting and secure and confident for us. So friends, take bold steps. Okay, don't be afraid. Take the bold steps, but always remember to pause and to appreciate the journey along the way. All right. Last week's soul service, I did this whole little kind of video thing where I did the individual horoscopes. Well, I had no electricity from 2 o'clock Saturday morning, and it only came on again, I think, about 4 o'clock this morning. So Saturdays was normally the day that I put that little video together, so I couldn't because I didn't have a computer. So I'm just going to give you the horoscopes for each sign of the zodiac, like old school, right? Old style. So let's start off with Aries. So Aries, this is your horoscope for the next week. And I'm going to go from Aries right through all the signs until we get to Pisces. So Aries, this week, step boldly into the spotlight. Mars, who is your ruler in Leo, empowers you to express your passions fearlessly. Meanwhile, the Sun in Taurus reminds you, Aries, to balance your fiery energy with a steady focus on your financial goals. So it's important to invest in your talents, whether through learning, whether through networking, or whether through self-promotion, Aries. Now we look at Taurus. So Taurus, first of all, can we say happy solar return? We say that because when the Sun, now this week it's moving into Taurus, the Sun is entering into your sign. So happy solar return. The Sun has solar returned back to your place. So happy solar return, Taurus. The Sun is illuminating, obviously, your sign. This is what we've been talking about for a couple of minutes. And this encourages you to really embrace your worth. Okay, embrace your worth. Celebrate your growth. Celebrate how far you've come over the last 12 months, Taurus. It's important. Mars in Leo is going to push you to take courageous steps towards building the life that you actually want for yourself. So trust your instincts, Taurus. Trust your instincts and don't hesitate to ask for what it is that you truly deserve. And now we look at Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, it's important for you to speak your truth this week. Mars in Leo is going to light up your communication sector, making it the perfect time for you to share your ideas with confidence. The Sun in Taurus is asking you to slow down and to focus on self-care even though you're amid all the chaos and the buzz. So it's important, Gemini, that you schedule some quiet time in order to reflect, to recharge, while still pursuing your goals. Cancerians, for you guys, please, it's important that you be bold about what it is that you value most. All right. Mars in Leo is going to empower you to stand with, while the Sun in Taurus is going to encourage you to nurture your dreams with patience and with care. So take practical steps to secure your long-term stability, like saving or investing in your own skills. Okay. Leo, for you guys, it is important because Mars is stepping into your sign, okay? You are unstoppable this week. You are going to shine brighter than ever, Leo, brighter than ever. So channel this energy into bold actions that align with your own personal goals, all right? The Sun in Taurus is going to ground you, reminding you to build sustainably so that you're not just heading off in a random tangent. So, Leo, use this moment this week to lead with confidence again while staying true to your values. And next we go into Virgo. So, Virgo, take bold steps behind the scenes. So, you're not going to be front and center. You're going to be sort of behind the scenes a little bit, but you can still take the bold steps there. Mars in Leo is going to stir up your subconscious, encouraging quiet reflection and encouraging some inner work for you, Virgo. The Sun in Taurus is going to highlight opportunities for growth through learning and exploration. So, Virgo, for you, trust that small, steady actions that you take this week will lead to huge, big, meaningful progress for you later. So don't feel as if you're in the background, you're behind the scenes, that it's not important. You are important. What you're doing is important, and the outcomes will be amazing. Libra, let's have a look at you. Excuse me. So Libra, Mars in Leo is going to energize your social life, making this a great time to collaborate and to network, to connect with other people. The Sun in Taurus is going to ask you to focus on creating stability within your shared resources and in your partnerships. So don't be afraid to take the lead in a group setting because you do have what it takes this week. All right. And next we go into Scorpio. Well, you guys, Scorpio, aim high this week. Mars in Leo lights up your career sector. Okay, so you are being encouraged to be fearless in your ambitions of what you want to do and what you want to achieve this week. The Sun in Taurus is going to ground you with support within your trusted relationships. So take the risks that align with your long-term goals, okay? And let the partnerships, in other words, the people around you, let them help you in thriving and doing the things that you want this week. And now we go to Sagittarius. Adventure awaits you. Mars in Leo is fueling your desire to explore and to learn, while the Sun in Taurus encourages you to be practical in your daily, day-to-day routines. So use your bold energy to commit to personal growth as well as new opportunities that you are dying for. And Capricorn, this is a deep dive week for you, Cappy. Mars in Leo is going to urge you to transform your challenges into opportunities for growth. The Sun in Taurus is going to help you to focus on creating joy and stability in your creative areas. Okay, so if your work is a creative area, you know, the Sun in Taurus is definitely going to be helping you. I am going to say to Capricorn, trust that stepping out of your comfort zone will lead you to great reward this week. And I have to say that very carefully because Cappies don't like stepping out of their comfort zones. But this week you may have to, you may need to, and it will actually work out well for you. Don't be afraid. Right. And now we look at Aquarius. So Aquarius, focus on relationships, all right? Mars in Leo is activating your relationship sector in your chart. So this is going to inspire boldness in your connections, in your, you know, just the way people respond and the way people react to you. The Sun in Taurus will remind you to create harmony in your home life. So personal relationships are definitely in the forefront for you this week. So open your heart, Communicate honestly with your loved ones. Express yourself. Be open to sharing who you truly are. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So Pisces, you need to step into your daily power this week. Mars in Leo gives you the energy to tackle the responsibilities with passion, with gusto, with all of that. The Sun in Taurus is going to help you to remain a steady, grounded approach. So this is actually really, really nice for you, Pisces. Use this time to create routines that support your well-being and your creativity in whichever way that it needs. So everybody, final thoughts. So as Mars in Leo is going to inspire boldness, remember it's there for 8 weeks. So this boldness, this inspiration is going to last 8 weeks. And then we have the Sun in Taurus for a month is going to emphasize grounding. Okay, so the Sun in Taurus is really going to just keep us practical, keep us honest. Remember, it's earth energy. It's very, very, very earthy. So trust your ability to shine while building a stable and meaningful foundation for the future. All right, good. Astrology done. Astrology done. So before we go into our reflection for this week, I just want to give thanks to all my channel members. Thank you so much for your love and support. As I say here, without you, this channel would not exist. So for those of you in the live or watching the replay, if you look at the chat and you see everybody who have these little butterflies next to their name and their names are in green, this is them. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your monthly contributions to keeping this channel going. They don't just get acknowledgement from me, they get all sorts of benefits for being a channel member. So please do check it out if you are keen on joining the family. Lovely to have all of you here. And now we're going to go into our reflection for this week. So when we talk about the reflection, this is something that I have received from Spirit. This is, I'm going to call it Spirit inspired, something that I have received from Spirit that is going to give you the inspiration and to just help you understand yourself and understand life a little bit better. And this week's reflection started off going in one direction and then it sort of moved in a completely different direction. I think as it does. And I think it's because when I get my first little bit of inkling from Spirit as to what the reflection is going to be, I sort of like try and guide it in that direction. But then often, you know, we turn a different way and something else comes up. And this is really what's happened this week. So bear with me as we go on this journey, right? So we start off with the title of Mindfulness and Presence, connecting deeply to the present moment. All right, that was the kind of the starting block of this particular reflection. So we're going to talk about something that is really and truly proudly transformative. Mindfulness and presence. Okay, so let's take a moment to pause. Let's take a moment to breathe. And when we breathe, we ground ourselves in the present moment. You know, this is where the kind of road started going in a different direction. We need to understand that breathing is a sacred space where we connect not only with ourselves, but with the infinite web of life. It's where we connect with our loved ones and it's where we connect with divine source. Okay, so you don't need me to tell you how fast life is at the moment. You don't need me to tell you about the pressures. You don't need me to tell you how difficult, scary, and crazy it is all out there. And how much pressure there is on us each individually and collectively. Like, you know, everybody's trying so hard to do the right things and achieve the right things and live the right things. And, you know, it's crazy. So in our very, very fast-paced world that we live in, it's so easy to get caught up in the past or in the future. Our minds can be so filled with worry. Our minds can be so filled with regret and an endless list of things to do. Like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But here's the truth, right? The only, and this to me is like so important. The only place where life truly unfolds is this present moment. The only place where things actually happen is here right now. Nothing is happening in the future and nothing is happening in the past because it's done. It's sealed. It's complete. The only place where things are happening is now. I want you to imagine a book. You are writing a book with pen and paper, right? I know the thoughts, the ideas, pen and paper. Who does that? So if you take a journal, if you take a book, before you've put pen to paper, that book is full of potential. It could go into a love story. It could go into a horror story. It could be a true crime drama. There's 1,000 things. It could become a biography of your life. You know, there are 1,000 different, million different things that this journal, this book could become. As soon as you start writing, and as soon as you complete one page and you go on to the next page, that page that you've completed is done. It's completed. It's finished. You've done it. The page that you're currently writing on is the only one that you have control over. And all the blank pages still to come are blank pages. They could become anything. And this is what we need to recognize with life, is that wherever we are, we're only on the page that we are writing. We're only in this present moment. We are only in this present. So we've got to learn to anchor ourselves in this present moment. We've got to learn how to live in this present moment. When we do, okay, when we live in the now, when we live in the here and the now, we are opening a door to a deeper connection with everything and everyone around us. We really are. So when we talk about mindfulness, now I know a lot of people in the spiritual community, mindfulness is a buzzword that is thrown around. Everybody talks about mindfulness. Everybody talks about, you know, oh, being mindful and I'm mindful and be mindful. But what does it actually mean? So mindfulness isn't just about paying attention, because a lot of people think that's what it means. Oh, I'm mindful of this and I'm mindful of that. No, no, no. Mindfulness is not just about paying attention. Oh, it is paying attention, but it's not just about paying attention. It's about showing up fully in the moment with love, with curiosity, and with an open heart. That's what it means to be mindful. Showing up in that moment with unconditional love in your heart, with the curiosity about that moment, not about the future, about that moment, and an openness in your heart. Mindfulness is an act of reverence for life and a pathway to profound spiritual growth. When we are present, we create space for spirit to whisper. We create space for angels and our spirit guides to share messages with us. And we create space for the divine source to flow through us. Yep. So, how do we create mindfulness? How do we cultivate mindfulness in our lives? So the first thing we do is we start with the breath. We then have to engage our senses. We then need to invite in the connections. We need to practice gratitude. You know, I say that all the time. And we also need to make sure that we are present with other people in our lives. So when we talk about starting with the breath, if you didn't already know, your breath is your anchor of life. Breath is the thing that connects you to the rhythm of life and the heartbeat of the universe. So I'm going to go into a lot of information about breath work shortly. Okay, so brace yourself. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. The next thing in cultivating mindfulness is to engage your senses. And again, this is something that I'm noticing with more and more people that we're not doing. I've also noticed, and I'm sure most of you have noticed as well, that the children being born at this time are different. There's definitely this kind of, I'm going to call it human evolution that's taking place, okay? There's this human evolution that's taking place, and humans are different today to what they were a long time ago. And this whole thing of engaging your senses is what tells us about this evolution, because humans from 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years ago were all about the visual. I only believed what I could see, and I only believed what I could touch, and I only believed what I had. And what I had was most important. That was the only kind of sense that was important. Whereas the people being born at the moment, this evolution that is taking place, suddenly we are paying more attention to our senses. We need to, right? You and I and all of you watching at any time, we need to pay more attention to what we see, to what we hear, to what we smell, to what we taste, and to what we touch. Okay? We mustn't be one track minded. We mustn't only focus on the visual. We mustn't only focus on one of our senses. We were given all of these senses, and we were given all of these senses for a reason. All right. So when you do, like right now, I want all of you to do this, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, just right now, I want you to consciously acknowledge in your mind what it is that you see around you. The wall, the this, the that. Mention all the things in your head. Like acknowledge what you visually can see in front of you. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your ears. What can you hear right now besides for my voice? Besides for my voice, what can you hear? Are there cars? Are there birds? Are there insects? Is there a lawnmower? Is there an airplane? Like, what are the things that you can hear right now? Or maybe stillness. But acknowledge the stillness. Acknowledge the things that you can hear. Now let's do the smell. What can you smell? Somebody making coffee. Has somebody cut the grass and you got that fresh grass smell? Is it raining outside and you can smell the rain? Have you just jumped out the shower? Have you just put on perfume and deodorant? What can you smell? I can smell my incense burning. What can you smell? Now let's go here. You might not be eating at the moment. You might not have eaten yet. You might have eaten an hour ago. But what can you taste in your mouth right now? Even though you're not physically putting anything, what can you taste? And without doing anything with your hands, because we associate hands with touch, but without doing anything with your hands, what can you feel right now? What are you sitting on? What are you lying on? What are you standing on? Feel your feet. Feel your legs. Feel your back. Feel your clothing on your body. What can you feel right now? And when you do this exercise, see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, the five senses, it brings you into the here and now. Because suddenly you're not thinking about yesterday and you're not thinking about tomorrow. You're in this moment right now. So to me, this engaging our senses is something that we should all do all the time. When we find ourselves hyperventilating and when we find our anxiety, when we find our fear and our panic overwhelming us, stop and do your five senses. Just breathe and do your five senses. And immediately, suddenly your problems become more manageable. Okay. The third thing to cultivate mindfulness is to invite in the divine. And basically all this is just closing your eyes and calling upon your angels, your spirit guides, divine source, however you want to label anyone, it doesn't matter. Invite them to walk with you. Invite them to guide you. Invite them to help you. Because if you don't ask, you will not receive. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. The fourth step to cultivating mindfulness is to practice gratitude. And if you've been following me or watching me for any amount of time, you will know how absolutely important that is to me and how I keep telling everybody to practice gratitude. Why? Because a grateful heart is a mindful heart. If you can pause to appreciate the blessings in your life on a regular basis, from the tiniest, smallest little thing to the big things, not just the big things. We need to focus on the little things. Like, I am so grateful that I have slippers. I am so grateful that I have coffee. I am so grateful for whatever it is. When you practice gratitude for those little things, you're bringing more of that. When you're practicing gratitude for the problems, like, well, if it is what you're thinking about all the time, you attract more of that. So you attract that which you think. So if you practice gratitude, gratitude is happiness and joy for what you have, then you attract more of that into your life. And the fifth way of cultivating mindfulness is to be present with others. Because when you are with loved ones, when you are surrounding yourself with people who you love, who make you feel good, who uplift you, who elevate your spirit, how can you have any problems in life? But also, when you are with loved ones and you put away your distractions and you truly engage in that moment with another person, like you are fully present, you're listening to them, you're looking at them, you're feeling them, you're having that soul connection with them. That is so important because that is showing them that they are seen, that they are heard, and most importantly, that they are so loved and cherished. So presence, being present with another, is actually the greatest gift that you can offer. You know, think about your loved ones in your family. When you, in the evenings, okay, so in the evenings you're sitting and you're watching the telly. We may talk, but we're talking about the telly. We're both staring at the telly, and whatever we're talking about is probably rather insignificant and unimportant. Okay, and this is the thing that we need to recognize: is that when you're actually talking to a person, look at them in the eye, give them your undivided attention, take it all in. The sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, the feels, take it all in. Be present. It's the best gift you can give to anybody else. Do not be distracted in your connections with other people. So, friends, when we practice mindfulness, okay, when we practice mindfulness, we basically are attuning ourselves to a much higher frequency. Angels, archangels, and our spirit guides all exist in the realm of love and light, a realm that we can access through stillness and presence. So when we quiet our minds and we open our hearts, their guidance becomes clearer. So imagine sitting in a quiet space, feeling the presence of Archangel Michael, for example, offering you strength and offering you protection, or you envision Archangel Raphael's healing light surrounding you. In these moments, this is when you realize that you're never, 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 ever, ever, ever truly alone. This is when you feel supported, loved, and guided every step of your journey on this earth plane. So, when you practice mindfulness, when you are conscious every single day, all day long about being mindful, you begin to truly know yourself. It's not about other people. It's not about other people. Mindfulness is about you. But when you are engaging with another person, you give them your undivided attention. But it's actually, mindfulness is about you. It's about a personal thing. Okay. So when you practice mindfulness, you begin to truly know yourself, which means that you're going to truly know your dreams, your strengths, and the essence of who you actually are. Self-awareness will blossom, okay? Your self-awareness will blossom, which will bring you clarity and purpose. People get frustrated in life because they don't have clarity and purpose. People get frustrated because they don't know who they are and they don't know what they can or can't do. They're so living their lives based on what other people say. And this is where anger and frustration and bitterness and all of these other terrible things live. So when you cultivate mindfulness and you live a mindful life on a daily basis, when you are present, you create deeper, more meaningful connections with others. And your love, the love that you radiate out into the world, becomes a healing balm for other people. So mindfulness will also help you to dissolve anxiety and to bring peace into your heart. Mindfulness is a reminder that in this moment, right here, right now, in this moment, all is well. All is well. All is perfect. Being present, being mindful, sharpens your intuitive abilities astronomically. It allows you to sense and to trust the guidance from your spirit team. When you are present, understand that it is a doorway to the divine source. Because it's in that space of being present where the miracles happen, where the prayers are answered, and where transformation truly unfolds. Okay, so as you go forward from this point onwards, I hope that you allow mindfulness and presence, being present, to become your companions. Every moment is an opportunity for you to deepen your connection to yourself and to others and to the sacred energy of the universe. So, friends, remember your angels, your spirit guides, and the divine source are always with you, always. They're always encouraging you to live fully in the present moment. And when you embrace this moment, this presentness, with open arms, okay, you create a life that is filled with love, with peace, and with boundless possibilities. Who wouldn't want that? Okay, so let's go back a step and let's talk about breathing, okay? Because actually, forgetting about all the other stuff that I've just said, okay, don't forget about it, but forgetting about all the other things that I've just said, if you don't bring your awareness to the breath, if you don't focus on breathing, anxiety and fear and overwhelm and frustration and all of that other stuff can creep in. So any time that you find yourself becoming a little bit anxious, becoming a little bit overwhelmed, becoming a little bit like not present, bring your awareness back to the breath. So as I've already said, focusing on the breath is one of the most accessible and most powerful ways to cultivate mindfulness. The breath is always with us. You know, we do it automatically, and this is the problem. Is breathing is just something we do. Like we never, ever think about breathing. Yes, when you go into a meditation, you know, the meditation always starts with take a deep breath and, you know, but during your day, during a normal, ordinary day, we don't focus on breathing. We're not breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. We're not. Breathing is the one thing we take for granted. It's the one thing that we have control over, but we don't have control over. We don't take control over it. Okay. But breathing is the most accessible and the most powerful way to cultivate mindfulness in your life. The breath is always with us, okay? And the breath acts as a bridge between the body, the mind, and the spirit. So when we focus on our breath, we're actually anchoring ourselves in the present moment, which immediately, as soon as you've anchored yourself in the present moment, immediately the mind quietens. Immediately there is space around you for awareness of what actually is going on around you. So the breath is always in the here and the now. We never breathe in the past and we never breathe in the future. The breath is what is right here and right now. And when we focus on the breath, we bring our awareness right into the space. It takes us away from our distractions and it takes us away from, again, the past or the future. It keeps us in this moment. Mindful breathing activates the parasympathetic, let me get the word right, nervous system. Okay, so when you practice mindful breathing, and I'm going to take you through some exercises now, when we practice mindful breathing, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, it reduces stress instantly, and it also promotes a state of calm. Okay, by observing our breath, we become more attuned to our inner state, because a lot of us are not in tune with our inner state. A lot of us are in a state of fear and panic, but we don't even realize it. We don't even notice it. So by observing the breath, we become more attuned to our inner state. We start noticing our own emotions that we are feeling. And we also start noticing our thoughts. What's happening here? What's happening here? But the beauty is we notice them without judgment. Without judgment. And this is something that we all really need to do. Breathing is often considered life force. You've often heard people talk about prana, life force. Air is life force, life force. Breathing is life force. It is the prana of life. And the prana is what connects us to divine source and universal energy. Okay, so I am going to take you through, just looking, 5 different breathing techniques. You don't have to master all 5. I'm going to teach you 5 different breathing techniques. I'm also going to tell you when each of these breathing techniques is appropriate, because some of them have very specific things that they do. In other words, you'll only use them for those specific purposes, and others are fairly general. Okay, some of these you may have heard before, some of these you may not have experienced before, but I'm going to take you through 5 different methods of breathing for different purposes, all around the theme of mindfulness, bringing health into our bodies, our minds, and our souls. Okay, you ready? Brace yourself, friends. If you've got water with you or something, have a sip. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. It is ice cold already. Just a sip of that before we start with breathing. Okay, so the first style of breathing, if I can call it that I want to take you through is what we call square breathing, boxed breathing. I think it's called boxed breathing, square breathing, but this is one that's probably familiar to all of you. You've all probably done this before. And boxed breathing is where you inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. So that's why it's the box, okay? You see I'm making a box on the screen. So inhale for 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale, and so on and so on and so on. Now, if you are asthmatic, if you are unwell, if you have any kind of breathing limitations or restrictions, the count of 4 might be too much for you. In which case, do it for 3. Okay, but you don't want it to be too quick. There needs to be, so you want to make 4. If you can make 4, stick with 4. Don't try and do 8. Don't be a superhero. Okay, this isn't a competition. 4 is good, but if 4 is too much for you, that's okay. Reduce it down to 3. So it's inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 3, hold for 3. Okay. Notice when you're doing this, which of the 4 parts you're struggling the most with. Okay. Notice that as well. Benefits of box breathing. When to use box breathing. Box breathing is amazing for relaxation. It's amazing for focus, and it's amazing for mental clarity. This method is particularly helpful if you are stressed. So that's it. Relaxation, stress, focus, mental mind. Get mental clarity, box breathing. So let's try it. I'll do 2 rounds of box breathing with you. So I'll say the words, you try and stick with me. Okay, are you ready? Right? Okay, so I'm obviously not going to do the breathing because I'm doing the talking, but I'm going to talk you through doing the box breathing. Right, so get the air out of your lungs and let's start. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, and allow your breathing to return to normal. Okay, so you get a good feel of what that does for yourself. But really, like if you're about to go into a study session or an important meeting or an important conversation, doing that box breathing, a couple of rounds of that before you start will just really, it just brings oxygen to the brain and helps you focus, helps you be clear, and helps you feel confident. Okay, right. Next one. This is called belly breathing, or otherwise diaphragmatic breathing, if you want a big fancy word for it. Basically, for this one, you're going to take a hand, you're going to take the flat of your hand, and you're going to put it on your belly, like over your belly button. Okay, like position your hands over your belly button. The idea here is to breathe, to lift your hands off your stomach. So when we breathe, we typically breathe, our lungs are here, okay? Our lungs are up here, so we generally breathe here. Diaphragmatic is bringing our awareness to the lower tummy. So bring your hands to your tummy, and when you breathe, you want to take in such a deep breath, but you want to use your stomach muscles to push your hands up off your stomach. Okay, so you're breathing in, and you're also using your stomach muscles to extend, to make the stomach bigger. All right, so you inhale through the nose and allow your belly to expand as much as possible. The focus is not breathing here. The focus is not on the lungs, the focus is on the belly, okay? And when you exhale through the mouth. So you inhale through the nose, you exhale through the mouth, okay? And when you exhale through the mouth, you want to make the tummy, pull the tummy into your back and squeeze out all the air that you can. So we're not chest breathing, we're tummy breathing, okay? The benefits of diaphragmatic breathing or belly breathing is that it improves oxygen intake dramatically. It also reduces tension in the body, and it also grounds you in your body because it's bringing your awareness to your core, okay? This makes it ideal for anxiety relief. So if you find yourself having a panic attack, this is a really good way to just work through that and get over it. Okay, it's a really good grounding practice. Belly breathing for anxiety, for panic, for tension, for grounding. It is really, really, really good. So you're breathing in through your nose, you're breathing out through your mouth, and the whole idea is to lift your stomach as much as you can. Okay, so let's do it. Place your hands on your stomach. So when I say place your hands on your stomach, I don't want you placing your hands on your stomach, pushing in. Just let your hands rest on your stomach. But you want to become aware. You want to watch. You want to be mindful of your hands. And you want to literally see your hands getting bigger or moving away from your body. That you want your stomach pushing it away and then bringing it back. Pushing it away and bringing it back. As far as how long the in-breath should be, we're not counting with this one. Okay, you just breathe in as much as you can until your lungs have moved quite a bit. Then you exhale through your mouth and you allow your stomach to retract, but you pull your stomach right back to your back, and then you breathe in and you breathe out and you breathe in. So try it. Put your hands on your stomach. Breathe in, keep breathing in, take it in until your stomach is expanding and you are like moving your hands, and then exhale through your mouth and pull your stomach all the way through to your spine and exhale all that air out. Do it again. Breathing in, pushing your stomach, pushing your stomach, pushing your stomach, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Push, 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 push. It's good. So as I said, that improves oxygen because suddenly you're taking in a lot more oxygen than you realize you are. You're reducing your tension. You're grounding yourself in your physical body. So this is really a good one to do for anxiety relief or for grounding practices. Okay. So the next one, number 3, breathing technique number 3. This one you're going to look a bit silly, but it's okay. Nobody's watching you, so it's fine. So this is called alternate nostril breathing. So there is I don't know what language is, Sanskrit I think it is. It's Nadi Shodhana. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's alternate nostril breathing. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to use your right hand. Okay, you could use your left hand too, I suppose. It doesn't really matter which hand you use, but I actually like to alternate. Yes, so I'm going to use my left hand. I just suddenly realized I'm saying right hand, but I always use my left hand. So I always use my left hand, okay? And basically what you want to do is you want to use these 2 fingers and you want to place them on either side of your nose. Because what you're going to do, I just want to not cover my mouth while I'm talking, but what you're going to do is you're basically going to use your thumb to block the one nostril while you're breathing in through the other. Then you're going to let go and you're going to block the other side. So I'm just trying to make sure you can still hear me. Block the other side while you breathe through that one. So you're basically inhaling, exhaling. Okay. So the idea is, like I said, you look a bit silly. I have seen people do it that way. So instead of using the finger, actually just using the knuckle. Okay. So whatever's comfortable for you, whatever is comfortable for you. But the idea is that you close your right nostril first. So you're inhaling through your left nostril, you're switching nostrils, and you're exhaling through the right nostril. So inhaling on the left, exhaling on the right. Inhaling on the left, exhaling on the right, okay? And basically you just repeat this. See, my nose is running because that's exactly what it does. It clears and flushes, okay? So you're inhaling in the left, you're exhaling in the right. Inhaling on the left, exhaling. Nostril breathing. The benefits of this is that it balances your energy channels. It calms the nervous system hugely and it promotes a sense of balance and harmony in your life. Okay, so you're not breathing through the mouth. This is only nostril breathing. And like I say, it's alternate nostril breathing. So if you want to do 2 hands, that's okay too. I do think if you go into the science of nostril breathing, they'll tell you about right hand, left hand, 2 hands, 2 fingers, whatever. I'm sure there's a science behind it. I don't know what that science is. And I'm not professing to be an expert. Whenever I've done it, I have always just, used the one hand, whether it be left or right hand, and just blocked the nostrils. But if it's easier for you to do that, that is okay as well. So let's give it a go. Remember, you are going to be breathing in through the left nostril, breathing out through the right nostril. Okay, so however you want to block your nostrils, and we're just going to do a few rounds. I will tell you, breathe in, breathe out. Again, we don't have to do a particular count, but we want to just make sure that we're taking in air, all right, and that we're not speeding up and doing it too quickly, because then you're going to hyperventilate, and that's not good either. So choose your hands, choose your fingers. Get yourself ready. Remember, breathing in on the left, breathing out on the right. So block your right nostril, breathing in on the left. Switch fingers, breathing out on the right. Switch fingers, breathing in on the left. Switch fingers, breathing out on the right. Switch fingers, breathing in on the left. Switch fingers, breathing out on the right. And release. It does take a bit of practice, but it is really a powerful, powerful breathing technique, especially because it balances your physical body, it balances your emotional body, it balances your mental body, it calms your nervous system down. I'm sure you can feel the effects of it already, and it definitely promotes a sense of balance and a sense of harmony. Okay, so breathing technique number 4. Oh my gosh, look at this time. Sorry, we're nearly finished. We're nearly finished. Breathing technique number 4. This one is interesting, right? This one is called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. So basically, as you can tell by the numbers, 4-7-8. You inhale through the nose for 4 seconds, you hold the breath for 7 seconds, and you exhale through the mouth for 8 seconds. Okay, so that one's quite big. That one's quite big. So inhaling for 4, so it's a short inhale, if I can call it that. Hold for 7, and you exhale for 8. So basically what that's doing is it's taking in quickly, it's holding it, and it's releasing slowly. Inhale quick, hold, and release slowly. Okay. So the benefits, or the purpose of the 4-7-8 breathing is to induce relaxation. This particular one, anybody who battles to fall asleep at night, anybody who struggles with sleep, this breathing technique will help immensely, okay? This particular one also calms the mind. Because you're slowing the breath down dramatically, everything slows down, okay? Everything slows down. So, to remind you, you breathe in through the nose for 4, you hold for 7, you release for 8. Again, I'm going to tell you, anybody who has breathing issues, anybody who suffers from asthma, anybody who is a smoker, anybody who has any kind of lung issues, you are not going to cope with this. I can't. I can do the breathing in for 4. I can hold for the 7, but the exhaling for 8 is a challenge. Now, I will say to you as well, that if you exhale all your air within 5 seconds, you then need to hold for the 3 seconds. Do you understand? So you're not allowed to breathe in again until you've completed the 8. So let's try it. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Okay? So again, that brings in the circular breathing. So it's in through the nose, out through the mouth. You ready? Okay, so breathing in through the nose, I will count for 4, and I will tell you to hold, and I will tell you to release. But remember, you're holding for 7, releasing for 8. If you run out of air before 8, you hold until we get to the 4 again, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right, ready? Let's do this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and stop. How was that? Difficult. That one is incredibly difficult, but what it does is it just focuses you to slow down everything. It focuses you to be, again, mindful, to be in this moment. And it brings this kind of calmness. It brings this kind of tranquility into your life. Okay. Those of you, like I say, who battle to sleep, that one is going to be amazing to help you, because it helps with relaxation, it helps with sleep, it calms the mind, and it just brings you into the here and now. Okay, just brings you into the here and now. All right, our last and fifth breathing technique. As you can see, it's getting harder and harder, more and more difficult. This one is called the lion's breath. Okay, the lion's breath. Now, as you can imagine, like I'm doing with my hands, what do lions do? Lions roar. And this is what we're going to do. I hope you don't have people around you, because they're going to think you're nuts. They're going to think they're nuts. All right, so the lion's breath. So basically the lion's breath, we breathe in through the nose, okay? We then open our mouth wide, right? Open your mouth wide, stick your tongue out, okay? You stick your tongue out, and you exhale through your mouth forcefully while making a ha 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 sound, right? So we breathe in silently and gently through the nose. We open the mouth, we stick the tongue out, and we go ah. And again, what that does is it really empties the chest. But I love it. So we breathe in, we're all calm, we're all happy, we're all whatever, and then we open, we release the tongue, and we like I almost want to say we almost vomit out the air, okay? We almost like force it out. But what this does, lion's breath breathing, releases tension. You can see I'm getting all worked up. It releases tension. It allows you to let go of anything that you're holding on to. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But people think you're mad. So if you have any pent-up energy, if you have any tension that you're carrying, if you have any anger inside of you, doing this is going to release it out. It's going to chuck it out of your body, and it's going to leave you feeling amazing. Are you ready to try it? Are you ready to try it? So we're going to breathe in through the nose. You're going to open your mouth. You're going to stick your tongue out, and you're going to actually make a roaring sound. Ah! And when you do that, you see how you fold your body over. You squeeze the lungs, squeeze the air, squeeze the stomach, let it all out. And then you breathe in through your nose, and you do it again. And honestly, the more you do it, you're going to find yourself releasing crazy energy that you didn't even know that you were holding on to. Okay, so when we do the exhale, I'm going to say roar, okay? And I want you to roar, let that air out. But your mouth must be open, and stick your tongue out. The reason why we stick the tongue out, because it just adds to that flow of release, okay? And this one, you'll be surprised at how you feel. Things are going to come up for you, all right? With lion's breath, stuff is going to come up with you, especially if you haven't done this before. Right, so let's get ourselves ready. So remember, breathing in through the nose, exhaling forcefully through the mouth. Let's do it. Breathing in through your nose, breathe, 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 breathe. Take it in, open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and roar. Breathing in through your nose, breathe, 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 breathe. Mouth open, tongue out, and roar. One more time. Breathing in through your nose, breathe, 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 breathe. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and roar. Let your breathing get back to normal. How do you feel with that? Oh, my stomach's suddenly grumbling. Energy has shifted. Energy moves. Even though I didn't do it, I was doing it. The dogs are barking mad. Pet. I'm sorry, I'm triggering your dogs. And that is too funny. That is too funny. Lion's breath is incredibly powerful, friends. It is incredibly powerful. Those of you who have young children, teach them these breathing techniques. Share these breathing techniques with everybody. Like, they're not always all appropriate. Like, if you're in a shopping center and you're suddenly feeling overwhelmed, you can't start roaring like a lion. Well, you can, but people might think you're mad. So, but it's not always appropriate. Like, sometimes we just need to calm. We just need to, box breathing would be good for that. The 4-7-8 would be good for that, So, but if you're wanting to shift stuff within yourself. Lion's breath is phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff. Use it, use it, use it. Okay. Right. So just as a finish off and just as a reminder, when you breathe mindfully, when you are conscious of your breath, conscious of what you're doing, it creates a connection to spirit and to your angels. Okay, it creates a meditative state. It puts you into a meditative state, making it easier for you to tune into the subtle energies of spirit guides and celestial beings. Breathing mindfully will help you to feel more connected to yourself, and it'll help you to foster self-awareness and compassion for yourself. It'll also, when you are calm and centered through mindful breathing, it means that you can engage more fully with others, fostering a deeper and more meaningful relationship with other people. Okay. So friends, I hope that I have taught you some stuff. I hope that I have helped you to just be more aware of yourself and to understand yourself more, and to just to just take the pressure off a little bit, because we're all under immense pressure all the time and we don't need to be. So it's important for us to learn how to just let go a little bit. It's important for us to learn how to just be okay with ourselves in this time, in this space, and in this moment. So I hope you enjoyed that. Right, I have taken up a lot of your time. I actually don't even know how many of you are still watching, but I have taken up a lot of your time. So let us close our service off. Thank you for being with me. Just a reminder, next week will be an evening service, because I do alternate each week to make sure that I factor in people in other parts of the country, in the world, I should say. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your love and support. I really do appreciate it. And I really do hope that you've learned something. I really do hope that you are finding these helpful. And please do share this, share this to everybody, even if they only come and watch the reflection, tell them what part they need to come and watch, and they must just focus on the reflection or whatever it is that would be valid and important. But please share. I really do appreciate all your love and support. All right. Let's close in prayer. So friends, let us come together now in gratitude, as always, reflecting on the insights and the experiences that we have shared here today. Divine Spirit, source of love, light, and truth, we thank you for guiding us through this time of reflection and this time of connection. In the sacred space, we have explored the depths of our own values and the essences of who we truly are. May we carry forward the wisdom to recognize the values that define us, those principles that bring meaning and joy and authenticity into our lives on a daily basis. Please help us to honor these values in our thoughts, in our words, and our actions, even when the world around us pulls us in so many different directions. Please grant us the courage to stand firm in our truth. Grant us the compassion to respect the values of others, and grant us the clarity to discern when we are living in alignment with our true hearts. And as we leave this gathering here today, may we feel strengthened by the light within us, knowing that our values are a compass that are guiding us towards a life of fulfillment and of peace. Let this healing energy that we have shared continue to flow, touching all of those in need and nurturing the harmony that we seek within ourselves and within the world. As we close with a deep breath in, inhaling hope and exhaling gratitude, may we move forward with open hearts, with steady minds, and an unwavering faith in the power of living authentically. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you so much, my friends. I do hope you have an amazing Sunday, or whenever it is that you watch this replay. Sending you all so much love and so many blessings. And until we connect again, take care.